Hi there, it's Tracy here from the Papercraft Studio. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to show you how to make this cute Celebrate with Tags Christmas card. So it looks all layered up here, and then that's when you open it. So the actual layout design I got from Dawn Griffith in America, one of our lovely American demos. Yeah, I just put my own spin on it, but you can see my snowflake here after 4 classes is a bit battered, but it'll look much better when we make it in a minute. So the supplies you need are, so this is Poppy Parade, so I wanted it to be really nice and bright. So you need a piece of Poppy Parade, and this measures 5.5 inches by 5 3/4 inches, another piece which measures 4 inches by 4 inches, a piece of basic white cardstock, this measures 4 by 4 1/4, another piece which measures 2 3/8 by 3 3/4, and another piece which measures 5 3/8 by 1 3/8. You need a piece of designer series paper which measures 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. So I've used this piece here. It's from the Santa Express designer series paper, so may still be available on the clearance rack as it's retiring, but I wasn't so keen on, well, actually this side's really pretty. I wasn't so keen on the Santa scenes, but I really liked the B side, so often worth having a look at that. And then you also need some scraps of basic white and Coast Cabana for the other bits on there. I'll just show you the stamp set that we're using. Celebrate with Tags, I think it's still available, the stamp set on the website. I don't think it's sold out yet, but the dies that go with it have, but you could always cut round this image here. So we're using the mittens and also this Be Jolly one. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to bring in my Simply Score tool, and actually so few supplies for this one. So take the largest piece of Poppy Parade, and on the 5 3/4 inch side you're going to score at 4 1/4, and that's it. That's all the scoring done. Just get rid of this. Okay, so you're going to fold over that score line and just give it a burnish with your bone folder. These two layers here will layer together. So this is the 1 3/8 by 5 3/8 with the DSP, and you're going to stick that one on there. So let's go ahead and do that. Whoops, ruler's just fallen into shot. My desk has got a lot on it in the background at the moment, so yeah, I always have to try and be quite careful positioning my camera just to give the illusion that, yeah, it's already tidy and lovely. It is lovely, but it's not tidy. That's my job once I finish my filming. I've got some crackers to make for Christmas, and then yeah, re-sorting my craft room. And actually before that I have to put some Christmas decorations up, because it's really late for me and my girls to put our decorations up, and one of us needs to go in the loft, which I think we're all avoiding. But you know, we'll get it done. We're Christmas people. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is take your other piece of Poppy Parade. So this is the 4 by 4, and that's going to attach to this piece here. So you're going to center it either side here, and then stick it to this top flap here. So you're going right up into that fold. So that's going to lift with the card, okay? So what I would suggest is to put some adhesive just along the top here, not too far down. There we go. And then line it up. You can do it on the base of your card here. So roughly in the middle, about there, right up to that fold. And then pull this layer down and just give it a moment to catch onto that one. And then you'll see you have that one that comes up there. Okay, this layer here, we're embossing with the Wintry embossing folder. My favourite, I think I've said this so many times, my favourite embossing folder. You probably see it better against there. And I'm sure it's been in the catalogue 2 years now, so I'm pretty sure, oh, this could be the last year. So choose which piece you want showing. I mean, you don't see an awful lot of it here, but I'm going to just run this. So this was the 2 3/8 by 3 3/4. I'm just going to run this through the embossing machine. Okay, there we go, so pretty. Right, so this is going to stick onto this little layer here. You can see there's a little border all the way around, so pop that on with some glue. How's your Christmas shopping going? All done? I think I'm getting there. Still got a bit to go, but it's just whizzing around so quickly. I think everyone seems to be a bit caught out timing wise this year. Don't know why. Okay, so we're going to now stamp on this bigger piece here of basic white. We're going to stamp in Cabana. Oh, sorry, it's a bit noisy. I'm getting it out of my box here. And we're just going to stamp Merry Christmas, nice and simple. But I wanted these colours to really pop, and I tried it originally in Real Red and it wasn't quite bright enough for me, and I love Real Red, but it didn't quite work. So in more of a landscape here, so it's wider than it is tall, just stamp roughly in the middle your Merry Christmas. I'm going to need that ink in a minute. And then we're going to stick this in. Now, you could just have a look here. So it's going to go, let's have a look. It's going to come further down. So it's not going right up to that ridge. It's coming down here further because you want a bit of a border all the way around here. So let's see. That looks about right. So you can put some glue on the back and then see where you can move it around to, but as long as you know roughly where you're going with this. Whoops. So I'm going to pop it down and then quickly flip this down so that I can move it a bit more. Okay, you have to be quite quick though if you're going to move it, because it does stick. Ugh, once it's stuck, it's stuck. Okay, there we go. So next we are going to pop our snowflake on. So these are the wonderful snowflakes. See, I've used quite a lot. These were on the clearance rack, so again they'll be disappearing after this this catalogue, and again they've been around for 2 years and I love them, but I'm hoping they'll have something equally as pretty next year. So you just pop these out of here. If they are still available, they're such good value, although if you order now it probably won't come in time for Christmas, but you'll always have them for next year. Okay, so we're going to I wanted to have it so it showed a little bit over this side, a bit up the top, but be careful for your envelope. So I'm just going to put some glue under the center and pop it about there. Oops, I don't want to crush it too much. About there. They're so pretty. So obviously one's got an iridescent side, the other side's just white. So you choose your, oh, the iridescent side is the one you're going to want. Okay, so I've used my Stamparatus for this next bit because when you're stamping quite a solid image, it can be quite hard to get a really clear print. So I obviously didn't clean mine properly here. So this is where the scraps come in. So I've already cut some over here. So I'm just going to pop one in there. If you're not familiar with Stamparatus, you get 2 Perspex plates and it's a stamp positioning tool. So you can move it along to have repeated stamping. But also if you stamp a solid image and it doesn't come out quite fully the first time, it keeps it in place. This magnet keeps it in place in the corner and you can just keep going until you're happy with it. So I would suggest quite a juicy ink pad, and this is of course Poppy Parade. And then we're just going to give it a push down there. This is also great for people who maybe have lost a bit of strength in their arms or their shoulder. It helps with the stamping. There we go. So I had to do that twice, but it went over the same part of the image. And so you need 2 of the mittens. They're both going to have their thumbs facing the same way, but that's fine. That one actually looks fine on that one. Okay. So ink pad away because I'll get in a mess. Stamparatus away. Oop. Right, so I have got dies to cut these two out, so I'll be back in just a few seconds. Okay, I just use a bit of washi to pin it in place. Just sometimes, especially if you've used the die quite a lot, it can move around a little bit. So okay, so one of these you're going to put down flat, and the other one you're going to prop up on a dimensional. So I'm just going to work on this one first. So I've used some of the silver twine from the elegant trim. I'm just going to flip that over, and I'm going to pop a glue dot at the bottom just to hold it in place here, and attach one end of the trim. If you've got this in a kit from me, I've given you plenty, but I think I've probably given you too much actually, so you might need to trim it a little bit, trim the trim. So I'm going to snip it about there, but I used about 5 inches in your kit, but I really don't think you need that much. So have a check before you do put it in place. So have a little practice to see where you want them. I want one higher, one lower, but I still want to see lots of that snowflakes, so probably about there. So I know I'm going to stick this one down with glue on that first bit. You can always bring your other one back in to have a rough look where you were going with that. About there. Okay, so you can see I've got that little bit of twine coming out the end here, and then what's going to happen, we're going to loop that round. It may fight you a bit. It might be better actually if I do the loop going underneath. See, it wants to go that way. I don't want it to go that way. This twine has a mind of its own at times. Okay, I'm going to put it back up there. So that's kind of what you want to happen, to have that little loop there. Okay, but we'll do that in a minute. You could actually pop a little glue dot under there if you wanted to, but I'm just going to leave that there for now. I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of this one just to lift it up a little more, but you need to leave a gap here to put another glue dot. Okay, so I'll just put 2 or 3 on here. One more. So take those off, and then put another glue dot roughly in the same place you put the first one, so down here. And we're going to do a little maneuver to try and get this all together. So I'm going to, let's see where I want this first. Whoops, I want it down a bit further actually, so I'm going to bring that loop down here. Whoops, oh no, I'm going to stick it down. A little bit fiddly this, so just you know, have a play around. I'm going to have that coming up underneath, so I'm going to have that down here somewhere. Just have a little look. So I need to join it about there, and I'm going to try and get this glue dot attached to it, so then I can just pop it in place like that. Cool, that's okay. I might even just put one under there actually, because it is jumping up a bit. Now my glue dots are jumping. So if you do want to fix it under the little kind of bit that crosses over, just roll up a glue dot, or you could put a dot of could you put a dot of glue? I'm not sure if this twine likes glue very much. I'm just going to pop it under there, so you will see it a bit, but you could always put rhinestone or something over the top there. Okay, just push it under as best you can, and then that should fix it in place. Cool. Okay, so the snowflakes here were also from the dies, and I'm going to cut one in basic white and also in Costa Cabana, so that's what the scraps were for here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so cute. I love that you get so many different elements in this set. So if you've got it, it's a good one to keep hold of, I think. Right, so on here I just offset the 2 snowflakes and secured them in the middle with a glue dot. Glue dots are one of my most used adhesives. I find them really handy. So you can roll it if you want, but I think it's fine just sat on there. So offset those there. there. So cute. And then we're going to use another glue dot just to pop it onto the card. So we want the white at the top. Oh, I've stuck. Oh well, I've got the blue at the top. That's fine. I was thinking I've stuck them together upside down, but you know, I'll go differently on this one. It's fine. It's still going to look pretty much the same. Okay, so then we need to stamp this Be Jolly again from the set. Even though this is quite a solid image, it does stamp quite well. So let's bring in our Coastal Cabana ink again. But you do need to ink it up quite well. Have a little practice on your grid if you're not sure if you've got enough on there. That looks fine. So I'm going to stamp that, press quite hard on there. And then again, we've got a die to cut that one out. So it's not the best stamping, Tracy, but we'll go with it. So again, I'm just going to fix this in place with some washi tape and cut this out. So one at each end. So I'll just take a second to do that. Okay, pop that one out. I love it when you get a whole set that does just what you need. Oops, I just knocked my light. Sorry if that was a bit loud. Okay, and then to stick this on here, I just stuck really just this end with some glue, because this end will just kind of come up a little bit higher. You could always pop a mini dimensional or something under that end if you wanted to. Maybe I'll do that. But honestly, you could just, this one I don't have stuck to anything, so that's fine. It's just because we've got the gloves at uneven levels that this will just make it the same but in the opposite direction. So pop that one across here. Super cute. And now it's really all about the bling. So we're going to put lots and lots of rhinestones on there. When I say lots and lots, I don't know, I think it's about 7. Let me just find mine here. Okay. Oops, crashing around. So now I've happened to pick my Take Your Pick tool without the bit on the end. That wasn't very handy. So is that another one? 2 without the Take Your Pick bit on the end. Crazy. Okay, so we'll just pick them up like this. So I'm going to put 1 in the middle of the snowflake, 1 in the middle of the snowflakes on each mitten, like that. I'm going to use these ones up here because that's bothering me that there's some up there. Let's pop a couple up here. So cute. And 1 on the Be Jolly. Come on. Here. Be Jolly. And then I popped 1 down here as well. Whoop. This is what happens when you don't use a Take Your Pick tool. I don't want it there, I don't want it here. I don't know, let's put it down here. And there you have it, my Celebrate with Tags Christmas card. I hope you enjoy making it. Take care, see you soon. Bye.